Today's video, we're going to jump into Lions news, rumors, trade rumors are put out by FREEP, so we'll get into that one. Rooting guide for this Sunday and much more. The Lions are home on Sunday facing the Steelers in a massive game. Right now, the Lions are favored to win this game by 7 points. The total over is 50.5. Steelers are underdogs. Game's at 4:25 p.m. The Steelers injury report, there is a lot of players to talk about here, some interesting names. Left guard Isaac Sewell, triceps, did not practice. Zach Frazier, edge. TJ Watt, now we're going to get into him in a second. This team is definitely beat up. Cam Hayward, rest. James Pierce, calf. Jabril Peppers, illness. For this football team, again, we'll get into Watt in a second. Limited practice there. Ben Shornick, Andreas Pete, Keanu Benton, Christian Cutts, full practice. Aaron Rodgers, Derek Harmon. Expect, obviously, Aaron Rodgers to be playing in this game. Now, per Mark Cobley, Steelers insider of the Pat McAfee Show, said Wednesday on 93.7 The Fan that the organization would be very lucky if outside linebacker TJ Watt is able to return in time for the playoffs. Watt is currently sidelined after suffering a punctured lung in which he had been described as a freak accident related to medical needing procedure, an injury that forced him to miss Monday night's game against the Miami Dolphins. Now, as you know, the Steelers are really not a good team when TJ Watt misses games, and he's going to be missing the game on Sunday, and that's going to be a huge miss for the Steelers. And like I said, I have the Lions winning this game, and we'll do breakdowns a little bit and what the big media thinks. But who do you have the Lions winning the game? L for Lions and S for Steelers. Let's continue on and talk about the Lions injury report, and that is massive as well. Graham Glasgow was a no practice dealing with an injury. Kerby Joseph has had a setback. I wouldn't expect him to play. I don't know about Graham. I'd go questionable right there. Taylor Decker, he'll be playing. Trystan Colon, Giovanni Manu, they actually started his clock in regards to the evaluation. So maybe we'll have him by the final game of the year. And Amik Robertson dealing with a hand injury, who was limited in practice. Full practice, Sione Vaki, Christian Mahogany, and that is awesome. But he's still got a couple days left on his injury evaluation of 12. Kayode Awosika and Thomas Harper after dealing with concussion. We need the Lions all hands on deck, even though I believe that the Detroit Lions will beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I believe that the Lions are the better football team. It doesn't matter at this point because the Lions are in playoff mode. They must win out. You got 3 games. They need to win out. And that is a fact. And I'll be streaming the game on Sunday. It's a playoff game. I'll be streaming it because it's that pivotal. Quick shout out to today's sponsor of this stream, folks. Who needs presents, candy, or socks? I told my kids, look, I don't want none of that for Christmas. I want something that's meaningful, something that's going to make me smile, and that's Omaha Steaks. And I'm a huge fan of Omaha Steaks. They're my go-to option for holiday dinners, and they're the perfect Christmas gift. I tell you what, from effortless holiday hostings to unforgettable gifts, Omaha Steaks delivers the world's best steak experience. With Omaha Steaks, you know exactly what you are gifting. USDA certified tender steaks, premium proteins, elegant sides, and decadent, amazing desserts. Shop this season's top gourmet gifts at omahasteaks.com. Plus, our listeners get an extra $35 off with code LIONS at checkout. Omaha Steaks offers unrivaled quality at a variety of every bite that is backed by their 100% guarantee. Every steak is perfectly aged to maximize tenderness and hand-cut by master butchers in America's heartland. Omaha Steaks delivers an exclusive lineup of USDA-certified tender steaks, and their fan-favorite filet mignon have achieved the distinction of USDA-certified very tender. So save big on gourmet gifts and more holiday favorites with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com, and for an extra $35 off, use promo code LIONS at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. That's omahasteaks.com, promo code LIONS. Link is going to be in the comment section and description of this stream. And as we continue on, this is a must-win game for the Lions. And we're going to get into the rooting guide for who we need to win this Sunday, this weekend, for the Lions in the playoffs. But none of it matters at all. It will be meaningless if the Lions lay an egg on Sunday. TJ Watt's not going to be playing in this game. Lions offense has been heating up. Aaron Rodgers is not Matthew Stafford in regards to flexibility and moving around. He can get got. Now, I have the Lions winning this game. I believe a score of 34-23. What is your score predictions? Let me know in the comments right now. And who do you got winning the game? L for Lions, S for Steelers. We're going to talk about what the big media thinks about this game and their predictions on this game. We're also going to be talking about what Penei Sewell said about Christmas. Before we do that, let's jump into what the national media is saying about the Detroit Lions and their predictions for this game. I wanted to scour the net. What do they have? Well, CBS Sports' Pete Prisco has the Lions winning this game 33-27. He is known as being a Lions hater, but he can see, I think a lot of us can see. Sporting News, Bill Bender has the Lions winning 34-29. Pro Football Talks, Mike Florio, Lions 29, Steelers 20, and Chris Sims 34 to Steelers 21. All 5 of NFL analysts polled picked the Lions to win. Dan Parr, Lions 33 to Steelers 21. And finally, all 11 experts polled on ESPN, all but one, have the Lions winning the game. Lions are our favorites in this game, and they better win this game, right? Because we have to win. And for us to win, that is for us to get to the playoffs. So let's go ahead and look at the rooting guide for this weekend. Then we'll get into Penei Sewell, what he said about Christmas. Here is right now the division leaders. Lions are sitting at the 8th seed. Yes, that's right. There's only 7. We're sitting 1 spot out of a playoff berth. Seahawks won last night, sitting at 1. Bears at net 2. Eagles at 3. Bucks at 4. Those are the wild cards right there. Packers, 49ers, Rams. I'm going to tell you right now, the most unlikely way for the Lions to get into the playoffs is through the 49ers. It's going to have to be through the Packers and Bears. Here is the standings. Again, the Lions are just 1 win, even though it's got to really be 2 from Green Bay, and then 2 from Chicago. But remember, the Lions face the Bears the final game of the year. So that's what makes it a little bit different. Now let's go ahead and jump into this week's rooting guide. Now we have a big game. It is Packers and Bears. Now it just really depends, who do you want to fail? Who do you think is going to fall off a cliff between the two, Packers or Bears? Well, let's look at the Bears' remaining schedule. Obviously, the Packers. They got to go to San Francisco. I do not have them winning that game. And they got to face the Lions. For me personally, it seems the best path is for Green Bay to win this Sunday. For the Bears to lose in San Francisco. And obviously, we beat them at their house. But it's also likely, with Micah Parsons going down, that the Packers could fall off a cliff. The Bears, whoever wins or loses that game, if the Bears win, we obviously want the Packers to fall off a cliff. They got to face the Bears, the Ravens, and the Vikings. And shockingly, the Vikings are starting to play better. And the Ravens, they're one of those teams that's up and down, right? We don't really know. One day they could be good, one day they can be bad. They're one of those teams. But it's very possible. Very, very possible. Before we get to the last option for the Lions to get into the playoffs, it's the most unbelievably option. Who do you got winning the game? L for Lions, S for Steelers. There's another way too. It's Colts over the Steelers. Or it's Colts over the 49ers. There is one path, right? This is the most unlikely path. And that would be for the Lions take the 49ers spot. Again, extremely unlikely. Given the circumstances, the 49ers, in my opinion, they're going to be facing the Phillip Rivers Colts. That's going to be tough. I think they're better than the Bears. So I think the only legit option for the Lions is through one of the spots of the Packers and one of the spots of the Bears. Now let's get into some rumors going around because Dan Campbell spoke to the media and they want to get David Montgomery more involved in this offense. So it's something that I think about a lot. How can we get them all involved? Campbell told reporters via ESPN. He's one of those. When they're involved, they're just better. We're a better offense. Now, you know David Montgomery has not been getting the amount of carries, the amount of yards we would like him to see in years past. And people are asking, is this because he is 29 years old now? Is he past his prime? I don't believe he is past his prime. And the Lions could trade him. That's what they're speculating, Dave Burkett on FREEP this offseason. I made a video that they could potentially release him to save $5.2 million or trade him, whatever, get him off the team to save money. But in my opinion, the risk is absolutely not worth your reward, period. I think it's the offensive line, the interior, that's hurting David Montgomery. That's where he does his work, and that's where our offensive line now is struggling. Then it makes perfect sense. He struggles a little bit as well. So, no, I think it would be detrimental. We got rid of Tim Patrick this year. That was detrimental. We got rid of Carlton Davis this year. That was detrimental. I don't think we should lose David Montgomery to save $5 million. Now, give me your thoughts. What do you guys think? Would you trade him? Whatever. Penei spoke to the media, and he's not happy about playing on Christmas, and I got to agree with him. He says, I'm going to be brutally honest. I'm not happy, Sewell told M Live on Thursday. Where do you have Thanksgiving? Where do you play on Thanksgiving? The fact that they have to play on Christmas and away is something that I wouldn't want to do. So, yeah, not fun, but it is what it is. Comes with a job, and I'm going to do it. I concur with Penei Sewell. When I heard we're playing on Christmas, I didn't like that because we're already on Thanksgiving. We're already on the holidays. We're already out there, putting our time on one of these holidays and stressed out on a Thanksgiving. Now we're going to be stressed out on a Christmas. But I think that the Lions win this game. But, look, it sucks, right? You don't want to work on Christmas, so I totally get it from his perspective of today's Lions news. So give me your thought for the Lions. With that said, folks, adios.